My name is Andy Killick. I am a head coach and management franchisee at the Football Fun Factory. I started as an assistant coach, gone to head coach, and now I'm at the management model. So I grew up in a little village called Papworth Everard. Got a little primary school. There's not a whole lot that goes on in Papworth, so they have their Papworth Blasters Club. And all through school I was saying, can I go and join football? I really like football. Can I do this? Can I do that? But there just wasn't a team for my age. So I didn't really have that experience from a young age of playing football every weekend. This is where my coaching journey began. My neighbour, he has a son that is 3 years younger than me. I knew that my neighbour was coaching his son's football team, and I said, can I come along, see how it goes, just to get involved at the weekend. At this time it was actually before I'd started playing football, so I actually started coaching before I even started playing football for a team. And it was my first experience coaching in grassroots. It was very much an eye-opener. It gave me a little bit of a taster as to what to expect in terms of the training if I was to go into a team. The matches would come down early, I'd help with the goals, do the paint on the pitches. Ended up doing the pre-game training just to get the warm-ups done and everything like that. So I got a bit of experience of running the sessions from the off. I was awarded Young Clubsman of the Year for my efforts. I think they made up that title just for me. But yeah, that was my first experience in coaching, and because I did that, it's where I gained that commitment to weekend football, and I took that forwards and went, Mum, I've done this, I've been doing this for the last year, can we have a look at Sunday teams? I know Dad works on Saturday, can we have a look at Sunday teams? I know it's a bit of travel time, I know you'll have to take me during the week. And she went, yeah, let's do it. So that's how I got into football, but that's also where my coaching journey took a slight start and then a slight pause before continuing with the Football Fun Factory. I started as an assistant coach in November 2022. It was just out of COVID. And up comes this ad on Indeed for Tots Football Fun assistant coach in St Neots. So I thought, yeah, I'll have a look at that. And had an interview with Kiefer. Came along to a Sunday Tots once we'd relaunched out of lockdown and once it was safe enough to do so. Came along to a Sunday morning Tots over at Longsands, and my first session, I absolutely bricked it. Almost came on my own 3-week free trial as an assistant coach, and really got into it, got the swing of it, understood how the sessions worked, and it all went from there, and my love for coaching grew and grew from there. There was a conversation with Kiefer. We were stood by the van and he said, what are you doing after uni? Why don't you get involved with this? I actually stupidly said, I've done the wrong degree for that, mate. I remember that conversation. Those thoughts were going around my head throughout the whole of the third year. My onboarding day was in the July, just straight after I'd graduated from uni. Yeah, it all came from a little conversation next to the van after packing up Tots with Kiefer. I used my maintenance loan from uni to fund the launch of the franchise. There was that period of time from September to December where I didn't pay myself. I was thinking, as soon as this starts, I'm going to be rolling in loads and loads of money. It's just not how it works with any business whatsoever. It was an initial challenge that at the end of the day, it didn't take much to get over. It was just a bit of patience and a bit of hard work and grind. Very grateful for lead coach Aidan. He actually said to me, I know you're not paying yourself anything, mate. Save up whatever money you've got, and then I will invoice you after you've paid yourself. So he basically worked from September to December and didn't take any money off me, and then he obviously sent me a big old invoice at the next date available to reimburse it all, but he wanted me to succeed from straight away. So yeah, massively grateful for that that thought and the action that Aidan took there. So yeah, what a legend. Aidan was actually born 2 doors down from me in my street. Went to school with him, primary and secondary. He is, what would he be, 3 years younger than me? Aidan used to play for Papworth Blasters, couldn't tell you what age it was. I occasionally got the old phone call felt very special. Got the old phone call to the house, and it was Aiden's dad saying, "We're down a ref this week. Can you come and ref the game?" And obviously, I'd say yes. I was working for Kiefer as an assistant coach, and Kiefer said, "Do you know someone called Aiden?" I said, "Yeah." Aiden came along holiday camps, and for a whole summer, I was his taxi driver. A lot of food was consumed in the cars those days. But yeah, so it's that time to sort of reconnect from years ago playing at his garage door to sort of not talking for a few years. I think that's sort of where we've grown the mutual respect, and that's where if I hadn't taken him for a year's taxi drives to and from camps every day in St Neots, it may not have got to the point where he said, you hold fire on that payment. He might have just gone, "Here's an invoice, thanks mate. I've done my hard work for this month, where's my money," sort of thing. But yeah, he's an absolute top guy, and he's now my Friday nights in Camborne as a lead coach as well. Right. Bye mate, love you. What a lovely day it is now. Yeah, Huntingdon is quite a town I've got memories in. Growing up, my dad was a paramedic and a firefighter. So growing up, we didn't have a set day of the week where we could see Dad every Saturday, for example. So Saturdays were very much a day where me, my brother and my sister were with my mum, and she'd obviously have to try and occupy 3 kids on her own every Saturday. So it tended to be that I'd finish up helping out at the local football team, and we'd jump in the car, come over, we'd park up there and go for a nice walk into Huntingdon every Saturday, do a little bit of shopping, but thinking about it, it wasn't that as kids we could go and buy some Lego or we could go and pester mum for a t-shirt that we liked. It was always the lovely time spent with her, and the nice sort of memories you get when you look back, and you can, if I was to park up in any part of Huntingdon now, I could go, "Oh, I did this when I was younger," or "I did that." And it was just something that Mum always did every Saturday after football while my dad was at work. One thing about this town that sort of brings me happiness and joy when looking back and sort of thinking about the football sessions that we put on, it brings me joy that I can put it on in a place that sort of means something to me. Yeah, so we are at Priory Park in St Neots. It's that new ball, it's got a bit of stick to it. Glue shoe. So this was one of the many football pitches I played on. My first football team was Priory Park side. I joined the team at under 14 level, and that's obviously late to start playing football. When the time came, we picked a Sunday team, and that was so my dad could attend as well. It was my dad's day off, so he could come to every match, drive us to every match, here, there and everywhere. And I think I joined in the middle of the season, and it was an experience, because all of those lads from Priory, they either went to school together or knew each other from the school that was just across the road. So they'd grown up together in some way, and I'd stepped into a team that was top of the CAMS A-League with no experience of playing football before. One of the coaches, his name's Jeff Hill, and never really sort of knew about it all at the time, being young, being sort of naive to the world around me, just thinking, oh, these coaches take me for football every Thursday and every Sunday. Only in later years have I sort of looked back on it and realised how he used to act. Now, Jeff actually was Detective Chief Superintendent in the police, which is obviously an incredibly high level in the service. The fact that he could go through so much in a day or go through so much that week, and then on a Sunday when we play our match, it'd just be sole focus on football, sole focus on our enjoyment was incredible, and that's something I've taken into my Football Fun Factory community, into my coaching. No matter what's going on in my life, it shouldn't affect any of the children that we coach, it shouldn't affect any of the sessions that we're running or putting on. If something's happened at home, I don't then take a bit of grumpiness to the session, because we want those children to have the best time. Making football fun is incredibly important to me because of that experience. Like, it's that experience that we're trying to build where you've got a friendly, pressure-free environment where the children can make friends. They can go and kick a ball about. They don't have to be running around and doing tiki-taka and all of these sort of specific techniques and drills and everything like that. What we want to do is just make it fun and just make it enjoyable and have absolutely no pressure for the children. And that did come initially from, I think, from that period of time at Priory with Jeff as the manager, as just, there's no pressure. Completely pressure-free environments doesn't necessarily mean the kids aren't going to listen or the kids aren't going to like get any sort of success from it, because they will get success. Since launching my management franchise, we are now on 20 sessions per week.
This is one of our management franchise hubs, an after-school club just over there at the primary school. I didn't really consider the village hall as a venue for anything. So we are at One Leisure Huntingdon now. This is where I run my tot sessions.
The aim, the goal and the target over however many years of this community is to be putting so many opportunities on the doorsteps for children in the area that they don't know anything different. They can literally step out the door, get on their bike, and they're at the session 2 minutes up the road.
Hello!
The aim for me is not necessarily in targets of however many subscribers, however many children we've got along. It's just to impact the most amount of children we can and make sure they have that opportunity.
Mate, you gotta go backwards! Really still? Is he really still? Oh, he is still, okay.
Putting a tot session where those children can then take their first kicks in football, take their first steps into a giant inflatable football pitch and experience that on their doorstep, ready for them to move to grassroots football, or they're ready for them to come along to a football fun and development session. Something like that is just what I aim to do in every village, every nook and area in my community. One word I would use to sum it up would be rewarding.